Season 5 is cancelled, the vault is changing, this cursed version of Squidward exists, this update changes everything for Fall Guys. There's a lot to dive into in today's update, so sit back, listen up, and prepare to have some very mixed feelings on this because I sure do. So let's start with the big thing, as it kinda sets up the rest of the information we got. Seasons are gone, seemingly. You know how we rely on a new season every so often to keep the game fresh and add a bunch of new features and levels and stuff for a brand new theme, the current one being Season 4 Creative Construction? Well, there is no Season 5 or 6, and we're not going back to Season 1 again. Let's read the start of the blog, called The Future of Fall Guys plus Summer Breeze Update. Now, Summer Breeze is the update that released today, but in this video, part of the update is also just this blog post, as well it says a lot about the future of Fall Guys. Big changes are coming to the Blunderdome. We are moving away from seasons to bring more frequent updates to Fall Guys, giving you more ways to play and create than ever before. Now, mixed feelings. So they're no longer doing seasons by the sound of it, but in theory we should get more consistent updates to the game. If that's true, that would be amazing, and I'm honestly down. We don't need new seasons if they can just do an update every month or so to add a bunch of new stuff, along with a new Fame Pass every 5 or 6 weeks. Oh, and yes, Fame Passes are continuing, with Fame Pass 4 releasing next week on the 22nd of August 2023, the Warriors of Light Fame Pass. Now it makes sense why we didn't say it was Season 4 or Fame Pass 4 or anything like that. So seasons are no longer happening, and they also say you will see the digital creative construction theme in the game a little while longer, but our beans are hard at work on updating this with a new lick of paint very soon. It's unclear whether this new lick of paint is a new theme or if we'll go back to some generic theme within the game like how Legacy Season 1 kinda was. This is talking about the menu theme, by the way, with the colours and music as well as all the branding for the game. The digital theme in creative and solo show will remain, as well as the original theme, and they should still be adding more themes like medieval and more modes like survival as time goes on. So just to rephrase a bit, seasons are going away in favour of, in their own words, more frequent updates to Fall Guys. So we should still get the same amount of content, or perhaps even more in theory, but you aren't going to be sitting back waiting for the release date and theme and teasers of Season 5. We're just going to have updates like today's, being the Summer Breeze update. Now, speaking of today's update, they did share a roadmap which shows the plans for the rest of 2023 for Fall Guys. We'll go over the Summer Breeze update with Caribou fans and more in a moment, but since we're on the topic of how not having seasons will affect Fall Guys, let's look at this overall roadmap for future updates. So we already got the left side today, but for the right side, there's 2 more Fame Passes this year after the Final Fantasy Collab Pass goes live, but there's also some pretty big updates planned here. They also missed out October from the top here, so maybe there's an update in September, November and December, but not October. I don't know. Anyway, Carryable Punters is a cool addition to creative. Then the second one is buttons and triggers, which is actually huge. It's so good to know we're getting these in the coming months. Creative is quite limited right now, so being able to control several parts of levels and obstacles and whatnot with buttons and triggers adds a lot of possibilities, especially for more unique maps focused on stuff like co-op, like you can put a box on a button to push it down, whatever else. I don't know, you get the point. Force Field, which I think these are from Skyline Stumble. The light bridges, but also the vertical ones in that maze thing. You know what I mean. Speed archers from Speed Circuit and Track Attack, honestly a huge thing that we're already getting some stuff from SS1, and obviously a neat little addition. A skybox selector seems minor, but honestly that is huge. One of the problems with creative is that everything kind of looks the same, so if we can choose what the sky looks like, whether that's a day or night option, or different background from the same season, or maybe even different themed backgrounds with different levels, maybe that's not all happening, but still cool nonetheless. A very, very important addition is improved discovery for creative rounds. I'm sure you're all aware right now that the current discovery in custom lobbies is quite flawed. It's quite hard to find things, and it's manually selected by Mediatonic, so it's not actively going to be what the best maps are in the community, and you have pretty much no chance if you don't post your maps on social media. Hopefully this improved discovery means it will be automated and show the top maps and maps with certain tags and whatever else, like how Fortnite does it. Creative budget improvements is also a huge thing. I know the problem with 1,000 budget and a lot of objects using absurd amounts. If you've ever tried making a map in Fall Guys, you've probably run into budget issues too, so this is huge. And just to bear in mind, even if you don't make maps yourself, these updates still massively benefit you, since obviously you'll be playing maps made by other players and by Mediatonic, whether in customs or actual live shows. The final planned update is creative customization options, which I guess is just more freedom with colours, sizes, and, well, options for objects. Pretty neat stuff, plus more announcements to come. Obviously, this isn't all the things they have planned for 2023, and there will also be more stuff beyond 2023, of course. Right, that's what's planned for the future, but what about the updates that already happened today in the Summer Breeze update? Well, there's carryable fans. You can pick them up. There's a vertical and horizontal option, so you can either use it to boost another bean up, or a horizontal one to just blow them away. These fans are only active when you're holding them, so they're mostly useful for co-op levels, but you can also blow certain objects away with them. Right, floating spinning beams. Weird thing to mention, but now you can take the platform off of your jump club spinners. It seems small, but quite honestly, this is very cool. In the trailer for this update, it's very clearly shown how this can be used to create some absolute chaos in ways that weren't possible before. I'm sure there will be some Kaizo levels that use this where you have to jump on the middle and stuff. Anyway, there's more obstacles and objects they just quickly listed without descriptions. Ball platform, inflatable hill, slope barrier, trench, plane barrier, hoop platform, and pillar. Cool stuff.
And Mediatonic has also released 4 new co-op levels into the show selector for the next 2 weeks.
Gappy Go Lucky, fun with fans, drop and drag, and blocky bridges. Obviously all focusing on the new features and objects. So those creative updates are cool, but there's also some other great additions. After 10 seasons of Fall Guys, even though there won't be an 11th apparently, we can now emote in the lobby. This seems like a small thing, but this is genuinely something I've wanted for a long time and I'm really happy for, like if you agree. And also something that was one of the most requested changes to Fall Guys, you can now look up. Yes, really, you can look up and down higher than you used to be able to, which is especially useful for certain creative levels where the camera can give you some issues, especially on tower levels like Trouble Tower. They forgot to mention that the update also decreased the budget cost of a few objects, which is a minor thing to acknowledge but is very helpful, as I mentioned earlier. The update also has some bug fixes, but none of these are really important to me because I've never really noticed them. Pause if you want to read them before I finish this sentence and move on to vaulted maps being unvaulted.
The new update has unvaulted 10 maps like Star Chart, Frantic Factory, and Royal Fumble. They also didn't replace or remove any existing maps, they just added 10, which is awesome. But I'll go into more detail about this vault update in another video in a couple days.
Definitely subscribe with notifications so you don't miss that. This is very exciting. I definitely hope Space Race comes back. Now that's it for the blog post, but there's still more to talk about. I want to go over some leaks and collabs now, starting with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Quite a big collab with 4 costumes and 2 accessories.
This is available in the shop now until the 31st of August as part of this new update, and the costumes are cel shaded.
These were also revealed already, but here are the Final Fantasy costumes for the next Fame Pass. Reminder, this Fame Pass runs from the 22nd of August until the 3rd of October, so it'll last 6 weeks. And the final collab added in this update, new SpongeBob cosmetics, and oh my gosh, some of these are cursed. I hate this so much. This update has a ton of new cosmetics actually. I can't fit them all into one video, I just wanted to mention the collabs. And this Rhino costume. This isn't a collab, but we have this image thanks to FG Muffins. Very cool, the collabs were leaked from Fall Guys DB. So now that we know all this, it's very important to understand what this means for Fall Guys, and also I'll share my thoughts on it. So we're done with seasons, right? Creative construction is going away, it'll be replaced with something generic most likely. The official Fall Guys website has actually already gone generic, just showing off a default vanilla logo. I actually think overall this change could be a positive one. Hear me out. Instead of having to focus on developing new seasons all the time for a constant flow of content, constantly putting out new themes and stuff, they really can take their time and just sprinkle stuff out. Maybe it means each update will be smaller, but we can get more overall updates, meaning more overall content. Now this isn't guaranteed. Mediatonic's track record is not the best by any means. Look at the content drought of SS3, the mess that was SS2's bugs and vaulting and glitches, and hell, even SS4 has been very dry. But in theory, and with this roadmap and stuff, this should be a positive change for the game. Maybe it will be. Maybe the reason for the past issues was them focusing too much on future seasons rather than the current game. They can't have that problem anymore. We'll obviously have to wait and see to make sure, but I really hope that's how this turns out. However, of course, we also miss out on quite a bit by not having new seasons. Most importantly is probably the hype that a new season always generates. If you've been around my channel for a while, or even just the Fall Guys community in general, you'll know how much we talk about the next season, waiting for it to drop and give us some crazy content, or hopefully a really good theme with new music and stuff. Well, we probably won't get that anymore. We could hopefully still get new themes and music, but I don't know how they'd implement that super well without seasons. Maybe once they've added the remaining 8 themes of past last season's too creative, they can start making new ones, we'll have to wait and see. And that really applies to most of this. We have to wait and see to truly know what's happening and to truly have an accurate judgment of this all. So if you're excited for this change, that's fair enough, or if you're disappointed and thinking this is going to ruin the game, that's also a valid opinion. I think it's most sensible to just sort of stay in the middle, though I'm personally going to be cautiously optimistic about this. If they can deliver on everything in this roadmap this year and continue that type of thing through 2024 and beyond, I think this will be great. Oh, and a quick message to Mediatonic in case anyone from there is watching, please keep up the transparency with roadmaps like this and explaining major updates and changes to the game. It really helps the community to know what is planned for the game. One of the biggest problems with the game recently has been the lack of communication and acknowledgement from Mediatonic, so this is a big step if this can also continue to be fixed.
Anyway, stay tuned for my video about the unvaulting in this update.
Feel free to comment below if I missed anything important in this video, or just tell me your thoughts. Click on the left to see me 1v1ing Stentric, or on the right to see a very dumb challenge. Bye.